embarrassed because you smoke and drank while pregnant, and you made this the outcome. If you want to be mad at anybody, be mad at yourself. Be mad at yourself. You're a horrible fucking mother. You were a horrible pregnancy, and now you're a horrible mother. The best thing that you can do right now is go get the counseling that you need and the support that he needs, the physical therapy and the therapies that he needs. That's all you can do now, and hope for the best. You have said far worse things.
The instincts didn't kick in. They said we had to do a C-section. Guess what? You refused. You didn't want to mess up your little test.
He doesn't seem active in a child's life because of his disability. My son does not have a disability. He is developing at his own pace and hitting his milestones in his own timing. Every child is different, and I'm confident in his...
The room went silent as the woman was confronted with words no parent ever wants to hear. You're ashamed because of the choices you made. Deep down, you know exactly why this happened. If you need someone to blame, don't look around the room, look in the mirror. You ignored every warning, and now your child is paying the price. That's the hardest truth you'll ever have to face. The criticism didn't stop there. You failed him before he was even born, and now you're failing him again. The only thing you can do at this point is stop pretending everything is fine. Get the counseling you need. Get him the specialists, the therapy, the medical care he's been waiting for. That's the only chance he has now. Everything else is just excuses. But the accusations became even more explosive. People have said far worse about you. They claim you were diagnosed with infections during your pregnancy. They say doctors warned you, but your maternal instincts never took over. According to them, you refused to take responsibility when it mattered most. Then came another shocking claim. Instead of accepting reality, you kept insisting nothing was wrong. You acted as if everyone else was overreacting while your child continued falling further behind. The controversy only intensified when the child's father was accused of distancing himself because of the boy's medical challenges. She immediately pushed back. My son isn't disabled. He's simply developing on his own timeline. Every child grows differently, and he's reaching milestones when he's supposed to. I believe in him completely. But that explanation only fueled even more outrage online. Did Carissa accidentally reveal that Chrisean may have passed serious infections to her son? Not long before these allegations exploded across social media, Carissa had already been criticizing Chrisean for refusing to get Junior the professional therapy many believed he desperately needed. Now, new accusations were spreading that the child had also inherited infections that might have been preventable. If those allegations were true, critics argued, Junior had been forced into a battle he never chose. At only 3 years old, he was already facing medical concerns and developmental struggles that many people believed could have been reduced, or even avoided, had different decisions been made before and after his birth. What shocked people even more wasn't just the accusations themselves. It was the fact that Chrisean continued insisting nothing serious was wrong. And that's where the story took another unbelievable turn. Long before these newest claims surfaced, Carissa had already been publicly challenging Chrisean's approach to Junior's health. During an interview several months earlier, Chrisean revealed she preferred taking her son to church for prayer instead of focusing on medical treatment, because she genuinely believed he wasn't living with a disability. She insisted his slower development wasn't evidence of a medical condition at all. According to her, he was simply growing at his own pace. She even claimed she had received confirmation, through her faith, that everything would eventually work out. For many watching, that explanation raised more questions than answers. To critics, it sounded less like hope, and more like complete denial. As the backlash intensified, emotions boiled over. If there's anything I can do to help, Blueface stepped away, because of everything Junior is facing. Then, after taking a moment to reflect, the tone suddenly shifted. I let my anger speak louder than my actual message. Looking back, I realize I didn't communicate what I was trying to say, and for that, I'm genuinely sorry. Neither of you deserved the way I delivered those words. The grace you showed me said more than I can explain. You're entering a different chapter now, and despite everything that's happened, I'm choosing to support you and celebrate this new season. I never said my son has a disability, she insisted. He's developing at his own speed and reaching every milestone when he's ready. Every child grows differently, and I have complete faith in his progress. Then she doubled down. If I believed he had a disability, I would have said it. But I never said that. Don't put words in my mouth. Her frustration quickly turned into defiance. Stop twisting what I said. Watch how you speak on my child. She explained that her confidence came from something much deeper than medical opinions. God gave me a revelation about my son. To her, that settled the conversation. But everyone else wasn't convinced. Who decided that? Who made that diagnosis? She questioned. People hear one thing, make assumptions, and suddenly they are acting like they know my life. Then she shifted her attention to the people responding online. Next thing you know, somebody uploads an emotional apology, with dramatic music in the background like they are filming a movie. She shook her head at what she believed social media had become. Everything feels like a performance now. Everybody wants a viral moment instead of telling the truth. I honestly don't know anymore. Still, she acknowledged one point. If that's the best he could do, then fine. Thank you. Others watching the situation agreed. Honestly, maybe that really is the best he's capable of right now. A lot of people have watched how he's handled things over the years. But before the conversation could cool down, everything exploded. The moment Carissa heard those statements, she fired back without hesitation. Taking to Instagram, she accused Chrisean of ignoring critical medical warnings during her pregnancy. According to Carissa, doctors informed her when she was approximately 5 months pregnant that Junior could face significant developmental challenges. Carissa claimed those warnings were ignored. Even more controversially, she alleged that despite everything that's happened since Junior's birth, Chrisean still refuses to consistently pursue the therapy and treatment many specialists recommend, something critics believe could make a meaningful difference. She continued by rejecting another claim circulating online. Jonathan didn't even know she planned to keep the baby. Come on, stop pretending. By the time doctors were discussing these concerns, she was already 5 months pregnant. Carissa argued that advanced prenatal testing performed later in pregnancy is designed to identify possible developmental conditions, and that parents are typically informed if doctors discover serious concerns. In her view, the responsibility rested entirely with the decisions made during that time. She also criticized supporters who, according to her, dismissed every warning as nothing more than hate. But despite her anger, Carissa insisted that the focus should remain on Junior, not on winning arguments. There is absolutely nothing shameful about having a disability. Loving him means accepting whatever challenges he faces and making sure he gets every opportunity to succeed. Then she shared a deeply personal comparison. When Jonathan suffered an injury that threatened his athletic future, she said their family never abandoned faith. But they also never skipped a single physical therapy appointment. Faith without action accomplishes nothing. To reinforce her point, Carissa posted screenshots of a heated exchange, in which she confronted Chrisean over what she believed was Junior's lack of proper medical care. As those messages resurfaced, another controversy returned with them. Medical documents that had circulated online months earlier once again became the center of attention. Those unverified records allegedly described multiple health and developmental concerns, claims that many online users connected to allegations of smoking and drinking during pregnancy. Whether those allegations are accurate or not, the public reaction has been relentless. Many people believe that after facing so much criticism, any parent would be determined to prove everyone wrong by doing everything possible to protect, support, and advocate for their child. Instead, the debate has only grown louder and far more emotional than anyone expected. But for many people watching from the outside, her actions seem to tell a completely different story. Public concern surrounding Junior grew louder every time Chrisean appeared on Instagram Live with him. Viewers began questioning whether the little boy was receiving the care and attention he truly needed. It's important to separate opinion from fact. No one can diagnose a child through a live stream, and strangers on the internet are not medical professionals. Even so, countless viewers claimed they noticed behaviors and physical traits that, in their opinion, appeared consistent with developmental concerns, especially given the long-running allegations surrounding Chrisean's lifestyle during her pregnancy. Then the criticism shifted away from speculation and toward what people believed they were witnessing in real time. Several live streams showed Junior crying or appearing to seek comfort, while his mother remained focused on interacting with viewers instead of immediately tending to him. To many people, those moments were heartbreaking. He couldn't explain what he was feeling. He couldn't ask for help. And he certainly couldn't defend himself against the endless debate happening around him. Critics argued that no child should be left crying while adult conflicts and online drama take center stage. Some even questioned whether child welfare authorities should have intervened much sooner. The controversy deepened when older accusations resurfaced. Many pointed back to claims that Junior was born with a hernia and alleged that important medical appointments were repeatedly delayed. Those accusations gained even more attention after Blueface publicly spoke about the situation. According to him, surgery had been postponed multiple times because scheduled appointments were allegedly missed. "I flew to Baltimore believing the operation was finally happening," he claimed. Instead, the appointment had been skipped. Those allegations only intensified public scrutiny. Reports also circulated online claiming that multiple complaints had been made to child protective authorities, with many critics arguing that intervention came far later than they believed it should have. Then another live stream ignited an entirely new wave of outrage. During a Twitch broadcast, viewers accused Chrisean of leaving Junior unattended while she stayed on the phone arguing with Blueface. People claimed the child became visibly distressed, and instead of ending the call herself, she allegedly asked someone nearby to check on him. The backlash was immediate. Viewers began mass reporting the stream, and before long, the broadcast was reportedly taken offline. Chrisean, however, firmly rejected that version of events. "I never left my child in a car," she insisted. She explained that Junior was outside in an area where several adults were present and watching over him while she handled a stressful phone call. According to her, she wasn't abandoning her son at all. She said she was dealing with his father, whom she accused of refusing to support her emotionally or financially. "He doesn't want to help me. He doesn't want to be there. He keeps telling me what I should do, but where's the support?" She also pushed back against claims that she was struggling to care for Junior alone. "I have an incredible support system. There are people around me every single day who help take care of my son." She listed friends, mentors, and members of her community who, she said, regularly provided diapers, clothing, wipes, and other necessities. Then she addressed another rumor directly. "No, I'm not homeless. People need to stop spreading lies." Finally, she turned her attention to critics who, in her view, had never genuinely cared about Junior in the first place. First, people claimed he wasn't even Blueface's child. Then they found something else to attack. Every time one rumor dies, another one starts. But before that controversy could settle, another viral clip reignited the entire debate. A video spread rapidly across social media showing Junior underwater in a swimming pool while Chrisean live streamed the moment. The footage immediately sparked concern, with many viewers questioning whether the activity was appropriate given the ongoing discussions surrounding his health. Chrisean didn't stay silent. She went live herself and sharply criticized what she had seen, arguing that a child with reported developmental concerns should never be introduced to underwater swimming without first consulting qualified medical professionals. According to Chrisean, simple safety measures, such as flotation devices and a slower introduction to the water, would have made far more sense. Then, after that live stream, an even more explosive allegation began circulating online. Chrisean reportedly claimed that Junior had allegedly been exposed to an infection passed from his mother during pregnancy, specifically mentioning chlamydia. That accusation immediately became one of the most controversial claims yet, pushing an already emotional public dispute into an entirely new level of scrutiny. "If that were my grandchild, there is no chance I'd allow him in a pool without proper flotation support," Chrisean said. "I don't care how well the adult can swim. Anything can happen in seconds. Someone could cramp up, lose consciousness, or suffer a medical emergency, and now you've got a child who can't swim depending entirely on you." Those comments only intensified an already explosive conversation. Part of the reason so many people believed the allegations about chlamydia was because Chrisean wasn't the first person to make them. Months earlier, Chrisean's own sister, Teseki, had publicly made similar claims after a bitter family dispute spiraled out of control. According to the story circulating online, the conflict reportedly began over payment for babysitting Junior. Teseki allegedly claimed she hadn't been paid, refused to return the child until the issue was resolved, and the situation eventually escalated to police involvement. Afterward, she went live on Instagram and began making a series of serious accusations. Among the most controversial was her claim that Chrisean had allegedly been dealing with a chlamydia infection around the time she gave birth. According to Teseki, hospital staff supposedly warned that a cesarean delivery would reduce the risk of exposing the baby during childbirth. She alleged that recommendation was ignored. Then came one of the most emotional moments of the entire live stream. "Where were your motherly instincts that first day?" she asked. "I was there. I watched everything happen." She continued by claiming nurses attempted to discuss the medical situation privately. According to her version of events, doctors allegedly informed Chrisean about the infection and recommended a C-section. Teseki insisted that recommendation was declined because Chrisean allegedly did not want the surgery. Those are serious allegations, and they have not been independently verified. Still, the accusations spread rapidly across social media. As emotions escalated, the argument shifted away from medical claims and became deeply personal. "I've asked you over and over to leave me alone," Teseki said. "Now you're dragging my children and talking about my family. That's crossing a line." She insisted that despite everything, neither she nor her family had publicly attacked Junior because they genuinely cared about him. "He's innocent, and we love him. But the way you're handling this is completely unacceptable." Teseki also revealed that she had met with Child Protective Services, explaining that the purpose was to clear her own name after becoming involved in the controversy. She accused Chrisean of spreading false stories and manipulating the narrative online. According to her, when Chrisean failed to retrieve Junior after their disagreement, she had no intention of simply waiting indefinitely. "Actions have consequences," she said. "You let your emotions control your decisions, and now you're dealing with the fallout." The live stream only became more heated from there. She accused Chrisean of publicly targeting her household, bringing unnecessary conflict into her family's life, and creating drama that never should have existed. When the conversation turned to police officers arriving at her home, Teseki defended her decision not to answer the door. "Yes, I stayed inside. If officers show up in the middle of the night, I'm not opening my door. She maintained that she had already cooperated with investigators and insisted CPS had cleared her of wrongdoing. Before ending the live stream, she delivered one final warning. Every action creates a reaction. If you keep putting negativity into the world, eventually it's going to come back to you. Just when it seemed the controversy couldn't become any more intense, another voice entered the conversation. During a later interview, Jaden claimed she had also heard rumors that Chrisean was allegedly dealing with an STD around the time Junior was born. Those comments reignited the debate all over again. It's worth noting that these claims remain allegations, and none of the individuals involved have publicly produced verified medical records confirming them. However, many people wanted to understand why the accusations had generated such a strong public reaction. Medical experts have long explained that certain untreated infections during childbirth can sometimes be transmitted to a newborn during vaginal delivery. In some cases, babies may develop eye infections or breathing complications, making prompt medical evaluation and treatment important. That medical background is one reason the online discussion became so emotionally charged. Supporters of the allegations argued that if doctors had genuinely recommended a C-section to reduce those risks, the decision would have carried significant weight. Critics believed that possibility deserved serious attention. Others urged caution, pointing out that allegations circulating on social media should never be treated as confirmed medical fact without reliable evidence. As the debate continued, opinions across the internet became increasingly divided. Some commenters argued that Chrisean should accept greater responsibility for Junior's health, while others insisted too many conclusions were being drawn from unverified claims and personal disputes. One viral comment read, "It's unbelievable that this part of the story isn't discussed more." Another wrote, "If those allegations are true, that's absolutely heartbreaking." Whatever the truth may ultimately be, one thing is certain. This story has evolved far beyond celebrity drama. At the center of every accusation, every live stream, and every public feud is a little boy who never chose to become part of the controversy. Now it's your turn. What do you think about Chrisean's response, the allegations made by multiple family members, and the ongoing debate surrounding Junior's health? Share your thoughts below, and if you want to dive into another unbelievable story, check out the next video. Another viral clip reignited the entire debate. A video spread rapidly across social media showing Junior underwater in a swimming pool while Chrisean live streamed the moment. The footage immediately sparked concern, with many viewers questioning whether the activity was appropriate given the ongoing discussions surrounding his health. Chrisean didn't stay silent. She went live herself and sharply criticized what she had seen, arguing that a child with reported developmental concerns should never be introduced to underwater swimming without first consulting qualified medical professionals. According to Chrisean, simple safety measures, such as flotation devices and a slower introduction to the water, would have made far more sense. Then, after that live stream, an even more explosive allegation began circulating online. Chrisean reportedly claimed that Junior had allegedly been exposed to an infection passed from his mother during pregnancy, specifically mentioning chlamydia. That accusation immediately became one of the most controversial claims yet, pushing an already emotional public dispute into an entirely new level of scrutiny.